Okay, we'll wait just a few minutes for everyone to join. We'll start in about 1 minute. Okay, we can start now. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Shamma. I'm part of the Dubai Future Accelerators team. Thank you so much for joining DEWA's webinar today. This webinar will be recorded and we'll be sharing the webinar on our Dubai Future Accelerators YouTube channel with all our interested companies. Today's agenda, I'll be giving you a brief description on the Dubai Future Accelerators, the program format, and then later on, DEWA's future team are also on this webinar. They'll be introducing Dubai Electricity and Water Authority, Dubai Electricity and Water Authority challenges, how to apply, the application deadlines, and at the end, we will be having Q&A. Please submit all your questions through the Q&A function at the bottom and we'll answer them all during the Q&A session. The Dubai Future Accelerators is an initiative by the Dubai Future Foundation. It's a one initiative of the Dubai Future Foundation, which is also the government of Dubai. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum quoted, "The future belongs to those who can imagine it, design it, and execute it." And the Dubai Future Accelerators falls under designing the future. The Dubai Future Accelerators, we connect startups and scale-ups from all over the world with the government entities and the private sectors here in Dubai to co-create and test solutions for the predefined projects and challenges. The program format and selection process, how we select, at the beginning, during this program, there will be two phases, which is phase one, the preparation and pitch, which is 4 weeks program. The program will be virtual from 1st of November to the 26th of November. Phase two would be the proof of concept. It's 6 weeks in residence program where the selected companies will be flying to Dubai to work closely with the government entities from the 17th of Jan till the 25th of Feb. The selection process. First, the startups, they submit a written application on our platform. We'll be taking you through how to apply later through the presentation. The Dubai Future Accelerators team will be evaluating your application, and then if successful, you'll be moved to the second stage, which is the phone interviews. This will also be interviewed by the Dubai Future Accelerators team. The shortlisted applications will be shared with the Dubai Electricity and Water Authority team, who will select up to 4 companies per challenge. Phase one, the preparation and pitch, would be 3 weeks virtual programming, 3 to 4 weeks, where we'll be choosing up to 4 companies per challenge. Stage 4, the selection for phase 2. Out of the 4 companies, 2 companies would be selected to travel to Dubai for an in-residence program. And the onboarding, the Dubai Future Accelerators team will be organizing your flight, visa, and accommodation for up to 2 full-time team members. So the members that will be traveling here to Dubai, who are gonna stay the whole program, the whole weeks, we will be covering their visa, flights, and accommodation. Stage 3 is the preparation. So before your arrival, we'll also be having another webinar where the Dubai Future Accelerators team would be on, when we clarify all the questions that you might have. And also the DEWA team would be on this webinar as well. Phase 2, which is the proof of concept I've just mentioned, 6 weeks, up to 2 companies per challenge. As I just mentioned, the preparation and pitch, it would be virtual. You'll work closely with the Dubai Electricity and Water Authority team to understand their challenge requirements and their current process. And also you'll have the chance to showcase your solution if it's right fit for their challenge by presentation and pitches at the end of phase 1. Phase 2, which is the proof of concept, it's an in-residence program where you'll be flying to Dubai. You'll be testing your solution here in Dubai and present your outcomes to senior decision makers. And the final decision would be made by Dubai Electricity and Water Authority on continuing your collaboration. Also, the Dubai Future Accelerators team will be organizing workshops, virtual workshops for the companies. Our workshops, which includes the local business culture, you'll be learning about our business culture, and also we'll be setting up a session of setting up an office in the UAE and liaising with local and regional media, IP and data protection in UAE. This is just some of the workshops. Of course, we'll keep you updated if there'll be more workshops. You'll also have access to our ecosystem, which is Area 2071. Any community events that we'll be planning, we'll also be introducing you to investors if we see it suitable. Selected applicants for phase 2 will be invited for a 6-week in-resident program. However, this all depends on the COVID, as you all know, the COVID-19 situations and the travel restrictions. However, if there'll be a change in the dates and the timing, we'll keep you updated. However, it all depends on the COVID-19 situation. And also, I just mentioned, we'll cover your travel, visa, and accommodation. So this will all be organized by us. And we do not take any equity. Next, I will hand over the mic. I would like to introduce DEWA team. We have Fatma Suwaidi, who is the head of Future team. She will introduce Dubai Electricity and Water Authority.
Thank you, Shamma. Hi, everybody. My name is Fatma Suwaidi. Currently, I am heading Idea to Reality department. Within this department, we are trying to convert the idea into innovation, let us say in that way. And at the same time, our role as a team, we are support and facilitate the process of the startup in order to come up with innovative solution embedded within DEWA. So as directed by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the director, the Prime Minister Office, Vice President and the Prime Minister of the UAE, he requested all government entities to embed innovation within its vision, value, as well as project. So DEWA is a utility company. We are the only service provider of electricity and water to Dubai resident only. We have more than 600,000 accounts, water and electricity, as well as we support, we start from planning the water and electricity generation, transmission and distribution to the customer. We manage all of these processes by talent employees. We have more than 20 nationality within DEWA, who is, let us say, categorized in technical and non-technical employees who support and facilitate the customer happiness within the target of Dubai. This is the general information of Dubai. Now I will hand over the speech to my colleague Shamma, Tawaddud, where she will explain the previous exercise and outcome which we have been done through the Future Accelerator team. Shamma, Tawaddud.
Thank you, Fatma. Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure being here with you today. Let me introduce myself. This is Tawaddud Al-Mutawwa from the Future Accelerators team in Dubai Electricity and Water Authority. Shama, can you go to the next page, please? So let me tell you about DEWA's vision. It's a globally leading sustainable, innovative corporation. DEWA's objectives mainly focuses on 3 main pillars: enhancing operations, solving challenges, generate a new source of revenue by initiating a new business opportunity. DEWA has participated in 7 cohorts of the Dubai Future Accelerators program and have signed 20 agreements, completed 16 projects, and collaborated with 9 divisions within DEWA. Each cycle, we focus on a specific challenge. To talk more about the challenge, let me introduce you to Dr. Fuad and Lubna to elaborate more and answer your questions if you have any. Thank you again.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dubai Electricity and Water Authority Challenge on the DFA platform. My name is Fuad Abu Shakra. I am Senior Specialist, Special Projects and Innovation, and I work for the Transmission Division in DEWA. In the Transmission Division, we manage a large number of systems, considering that all our assets, substations, and lines are all unmanned. So we manage a lot of smart systems that ensure full automation of all our assets. So we have the automation systems inside the substation. We have the automation in the transmission and distribution control centers. We call them SCADA systems. We have our telecommunication network. We have our OT, operational technology, cybersecurity. We have our asset performance management system, and we call it Asset Health Center in DEWA. All these systems form an OT portfolio, an operational technology portfolio. In parallel to these systems, we have a lot of IT systems that support our day-to-day operations, like an ERP system, a metering data management system, a project management system. Many of them are based on SAP platform. The challenge that we're pushing today is that we're looking for a business intelligence solution that collects data from all these systems, whether OT, operational technology system, or IT, information technology system, collect data from these systems, aggregate the data, process it, allow to visualize it, and support decision-making. So we're looking at systems with embedded analytics, visual data exploration, possibility for integration with geographical data system like GIS, knowledge graphs, and so on. Once these systems are put in place, we will look in a future step, not part of the current challenge, but it might be a future challenge to put machine learning techniques, natural language processing, and so on the data that we have managed through the BI system. The canvas that we have on screen now will be shared with you. So it summarized the problem statement, the technology that we're aiming to get, the impact on existing business processes, as well as the future outlook for future development, especially related to AI and machine learning. Thank you.
Thank you, Fuad. Next, I would like to introduce my colleague, Natasha Malik. She's also from the Dubai Future Accelerators team. She'll take you through on how to apply to the program.
All right. Hi, everyone. Well, it's great that you were able to join us today. You've already learned a little bit more about the Dubai Future Accelerators program, and I'm going to talk you through how to apply for it. So we're going to be accepting applications through our website. If we go on to the next slide, there we go. So we've just given our website a new, fresh look and feel. So if you would like to apply for our challenges, you would log on to dubaifuture.ae/program. Over here, you'll find yourself on a screen where you have the featured programs, but if you scroll down, you will see all of our active programs. Now, over here, you can decide which programs you're excited about and click on the ones that you are most excited to apply for. For instance, here, you might be interested in applying for the Diva Data Mission Power Challenge. Once you click on the challenge, you'll be going to a challenge-specific landing page. On this landing page, you'll see a lot of information regarding this challenge. You would also be able to view this webinar on this page moving forward. But if you want to apply for this challenge, you would click on the Apply Now button. When you click on Apply Now, it will tell you to log into your Future ID. If you've already created a Future ID on our challenge platform, you just need to plug in your email and your password. In the case that you have not already created your Future ID, you'll be asked to create one. You can do that by pressing Register instead of Login. And if we move to the next slide. And within registration, you can then plug in your email and then choose your password. When you do that, agree to the terms and conditions, and then it will send you a link to verify your account. The link will be sent to your email, and it will be a numerical code, an OTP, which you'll plug in. After that, we do recommend you do two-factor authentication to keep your account protected. Once you do this, you just have a few steps ahead of you. You just need to complete your profile, and then you can start applying for all the challenges that are exciting for you. To fill in your data, it will actually talk you through, what we need for your profile. So for instance, it'll take you through, we already have your email, we would have set up your password. It'll ask you for your first name, last name, photo, location, etc., etc. What you can see here are all the tabs you'll need to fill out. Please note that the ones that are bold, the ones that are black, have a tick box on them, is something you've already filled out. But you need to fill out all of these to be able to successfully access your profile and be able to apply for different challenges. We also then need you to add your organization. And when you click on that, you can actually search your organization. In the case that you're not able to find it already existing, you can create it. Just plug in the name of your company and just wait. And it should be able to, you will get a link here. For example, I was trying to create Natasha's new company, and it doesn't already exist, but it does give me the option to create Natasha's new company. So I will select that and then begin the organization creation process. Once you have all of these, you can click on any challenges that you're interested in, excited about, and go ahead and apply. All right, so I think now we'll go ahead and open up to your questions. As Shama mentioned earlier, you can submit all your questions in the Q&A tab, and we will be going through them one by one and getting you your answers. So already I can see that we have a few questions here. All right, so first question, I think it's for the programming team. I'd be happy to answer this. So they asked about the accommodation that we provide in phase 2, if we only cover the rent or the food and the daily allowance also. Now, just to clarify, we cover flight, visas, and accommodation to ensure that all companies are able to make their way to Dubai and are able to closely work with Diva face-to-face. So for us, we will only be covering the costs of your travel and your accommodation. We will not be providing any daily stipends or any food F&B services. However, what we will be doing is guiding you to, places where you can eat, where the utilities you can use, what are some apps you can use to order food, etc. But we do support you in that capacity. All right, we have another question here. As part of stage 1, do we have facility to showcase some of the solution already developed in the space of data to decision? All right, so I think what you mean here is that in stage 1, would you already be able to showcase your solution to the Diva team? Fuad or Lubna, would you like to take this question?
Natasha, so the question is clear. I understand from Pranab whether they can demonstrate the solution during the assessment. So it's related to your own rules, whether you allow companies in stage 1 to demonstrate their solutions or not.
For us, it's perfectly fine. So stage 1 is basically, the focus is going to be on you understanding the exact requirements of, exact requirements of Diva. What are their current processes? What is their requirements? And then, of course, tailoring your solution and basically presenting at the end of stage 1, what is it that you bring to the table? How is it that your solution can add value to the Diva processes? So that would be how it would work. I see you've asked a follow-up question. It's not really related to Diva, but in generic solution. Just to answer this question, we focus on demand-based innovation. So for us, we work with different organizations, different government entities, different private sector companies, to basically understand what is their challenges and where is it that they're looking to bring impact immediately. So when we consider solutions, we're actually looking at solutions that are a good fit for these challenges. We want to make sure that we're actually solving the challenge that we're looking for. So with regards to whatever your solution might be, just keep an eye out for what challenges that it's able to solve. We keep adding new challenges onto our platform, and then you can apply, and that is when you'll have the best chances for success. All right, so we have another question here. When will the real project start? Will it be possible to work remotely, or is it expected that the team will be present on site most of the time? All right, just to clarify this, stage 1 is virtual, that will be remote. Phase 2, it is required that you be here in Dubai, working closely with the Diva team. The reason we say that is in our experience that there is a lot of, let's say, access to data required, or you know, for you to have access to the stakeholders within Diva, it would be very important for you to be here so that you can actually go to their different IT centers or meet with different stakeholders in their organization. So during a 6-week phase, which is phase 2, where you'll be doing a proof of concept, it is important for your team to be based here in Dubai. After that, it really depends on the kind of agreement, if you are successful, that between you and Diva, and you know, if it requires you to be based out of Dubai, or if this is something that can be managed from a distance. All right. All right, so I think this one's for you, Fuad and Lubna. They would like to understand a little bit more information about the existing systems that are in place, so that, you know, they don't want to suggest something that, you know, to redo something that Diva already might have. So would you like to clarify a little bit about where you already stand as the Diva team?
As I mentioned, so in transmission division, we have a combination of OT systems. We have SCADA systems for transmission and distribution. We have metering systems. We have asset management systems, in parallel to the IT systems related to enterprise resource planning, ERP systems, and project management. Currently, we don't have a reporting systems that is connected and integrated with all these OT and IT systems from which they can collect data, process it, visualize it, and create reports. So currently, we can say we're starting as a greenfield implementation.
Perfect. All right, so we have a few more questions, very much program related. So if a startup is already based in Dubai, can they apply? Of course you can apply. So we are welcome to all startups, scale-ups, SMEs based in Dubai and outside of Dubai. It doesn't matter where in the world you're from, you are welcome to apply for this challenge. And next we have, all right, so as part of the POC, do we need to develop and showcase the solution in our hosted environment, or the end-to-end solution infra to be provided by Diva? I mean, would it be your, would it be in the company's personal hosted environment, or would it be onto Diva systems directly?
As a POC, we can accept to have like a proof of concept of initial prototyping and testing in your own environment, in the company environment. But later on, for production systems and
it will be on
actual end-to-end testing, it will be in DEWA system.
Once the proof of concept shows positive results.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, perfect. Question here. Will we have access to some sample data from these systems for the architects to be able to propose a suitable solution?
At the initial stage, I mean, before applying for this project and reaching the shortlisting, we will not be able to share sample data. But
Exactly.
what we're talking about, the data we have are related to standard production systems that exist worldwide. So we're talking about SAP project system, SAP EAM, We're talking about the metering system and with the metering protocols and SCADA systems. SCADA systems that are currently equipped with OPC interfaces, with service-oriented architecture, and so on. In addition to the IT systems where database-to-database integration can be done. But sample data will not be shared at this stage.
All right. Fernando asks, the proposed technology should be integrated to substations, centrals only, or can be integrated to a city or building infrastructure?
We don't have something called integration to substation or
exactly.
We're talking about systems. So we're talking about systems that are either OT, operational technology systems, or IT, information technology systems. So these systems are formed of processed transactional data and data at rest. So we're not talking about substations or buildings. We're talking about systems, collecting data from systems, processing the data of these systems, visualizing the data, and build the analytics layer. Natasha, just to draw your attention that there were some questions before these questions that we missed, perhaps. There are questions on AI and so on the technical.
Yes, so we also have a question here from Nasreen, who asks, I have a question for Dr. Fuad. If a solution is capable of training and hosting AI models, is that considered an advantage, or should the solution be only tailored for end-to-end data acquisition and visualization?
As I mentioned at the beginning, that phase 2 of this project will be to build deep learning, machine learning, AI.
So the first phase is for the infrastructure, and as Dr. Fuad says, the phase 2, yes, will be.
Yeah, so, but if your solution is capable of training and hosting AI models, as you're mentioning now, of course, it will give us assurance that phase 2 will be feasible with much ease than other solutions. So, of course, it will give you an advantage.
All right, we have a question here regarding the size of the company. So is the size of the company or SME considered as one of the successful initial screening criteria? If yes, then what is the standard size of the successful organizations for this program? I'm going to answer this from a, let's say, a programming perspective. So for us, our criteria for doing evaluations is your solution fit to the challenge? What is your team like? And also, how innovative is it? So for us, these are the 3 criteria. When it comes to the size of the company that you run, that's not something we personally look at as the host for the program. However, if Diva wants to highlight a little bit about what size of companies they're looking for, Lubna or Dr. Fuad, if you want to mention anything.
No restriction for the size of the company, as long as you said, the solution is innovative and replying to the requirement we have submitted.
Perfect. Now, we have a question here from Ferdinand asking, there are consortia in R&D, and they want to know if it's possible that the engineers coming from different countries can participate. Now, if I understand your question correctly, to be able to apply for this challenge, you need to have a company, because that's how you would be applying. If your consortia of, let's say, research and development, experts is already, you're already listed under a company, you can go ahead and apply together. What's also really important is that you have a solution to showcase. I think from my understanding, the Diva team is looking at some solutions that might already be ready for market. Do you want to highlight that a little bit more, Lubna, if you're from your side, what kind of stage should the solution be at?
Well, the solution should be able to as I said, if you use the Canva that we have made, the solution should be able to answer all the requirements we need. If it's like the first question you have asked, if the solution exists already or the solution doesn't exist, at the end, we need to have something in hand. We need to have the system, the structure, the infrastructure. So it has to be enough to propose a solution, not just an idea, especially if we go for the proof of concept.
Perfect. We have a question here. What are the data acquisition platforms for Diva?
So I mentioned, so we have a lot of data acquisition systems. So we have the SCADA systems that acquires indications, measurements, and issue controls to our power network. So this is a very critical and important system. We have an important and critical system related to OT cybersecurity, where we monitor the cybersecurity of the entire power network. We have the metering system. We have systems that capture manual entry, like the work orders that are created or the project updates that are done in SAP. So we have a portfolio of systems with various types and nature of data.
Perfect. Another follow-up from Nasreen. What resolution of data acquisition and visualization is Diva looking to acquire? Should it be real-time, on demand, or on specific schedules?
Real-time.
Not real-time. So we have different types of data. So even our data is segregated between. So we have transactional data that happen on demand. We have real-time that come from the power network, and we have near real-time, especially data related to metering, the metering system. So if we want to have on-demand data, we need to cater for the three types of time resolution and granularity.
All right, perfect.
We have a question on the project methodology that they need to apply from Pranav.
Yes. So it's about, they want to know, as part of the actual execution, do all the solutions which need to be integrated to the federated DWH? I'm guessing these are technical terms that you're all familiar with, and on top of which the visualization layer will be there. We need all the data to be coming through the API. So what they're wondering is that will they also need to build the APIs, or is that something that will already be enabled?
In most of our systems, you will need to build the APIs. Some systems support them, like systems having an OPC interface. Now related to the data warehouse that we have, so there's currently a project on a data lake, but we're handling this challenge separately. So yes, generally speaking, APIs need to be developed for the systems, because initially our challenge is about lack of interfaceability between systems, lack of data collection, and so on. So the APIs will be like a building block for this integration. I drew your attention, Natasha, to the previous question from Pranav about the project methodology. So we're looking at an agile project development framework, not a waterfall model.
Perfect. Let's see if we have something. All right, so there's a question from Ferdinand. I think he had asked about initially about the consortium of engineers. So the solution comes from one company, but the engineers sometimes are from European countries because the visa could be a problem. Is there any info which people are able to visit Dubai? Now, Ferdinand, and for everyone else, you need not worry about the visas. This is something we will manage from our side. We usually ensure that everyone is able to receive the correct visas to visit Dubai for the duration of the whole program. So this is something we will manage. It doesn't matter where your engineers are based. We many times have teams that are in different offices that come to Dubai and work together on the project. So this is something we're absolutely open to, and that should not be a limitation in you applying for the program. All right, so Abhishek asks, does Diva have any preferences for on-premise or cloud native or hybrid? Is production system for Diva on-premise or on public or private cloud?
Our production systems, especially the OT systems, are on-premise. We have other systems that are sitting in a private cloud, especially those related to security, to the to metering, to ERP and SAP. So we have a combination. Our OT systems are purely on-premise. So the solution itself will be hosted in our private cloud.
Perfect. All right. Okay, so we have one more question. We're going to take a few more. If you have any burning questions, type them up now. But we're asking, what is the expected project time frame? So just to reiterate what Shama had mentioned earlier, what we would be looking at is a 4-week virtual program in which you would understand the requirements of Diva and then propose a solution that meets those requirements, and then a 6-week engagement to do a proof of concept to prove that your solution integrates well, can operate and meet the demands of the Diva team. After that, whatever, that would be something directly with Diva, depending on what would be the time frame required for the actual implementation. But from your side, Dr. Fouad, Lubna, do you actually have any ideal scenarios and by when you would like all of this to be finalized and integrated with your current data?
We're looking, as I mentioned, about the project methodology, which is an agile project methodology. We're looking, ideally, we'll be looking at sprints. And by sprints, I mean we will segregate our systems into different categories, even at individual system level, and we'll take it step by step, because we cannot in one shot absorb all the systems, integrate them, and generate the right data visualization.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're taking it step by step, and this will affect, I see a question about the project duration. We don't have visibility on the duration yet. It will happen after the initial evaluation of the company and sharing the data sets and the details on the systems.
All right, great. We've also received a question understanding if this would need to be developed sitting in-house at the Diva office, or it can be something that they can develop remotely as well.
It can be developed remotely, but subject to agreeing on a testing and approval methodology.
Great. So we also have a question about the project budget. Usually this is not determined at the beginning of the program. It really depends on the scope, etc. But would you have anything to add to that?
We did not handle this challenge as a tender, as our usual practice as a utility is to handle this kind of projects as either an open tender or a tender with selected bidders. So we're looking at it as an innovative project. So we don't have visibility on the project budget yet.
Perfect. And we have another follow-up. As part of an agile methodology, product owner plays a crucial role. So is Diva going to assign a dedicated PO for the project?
Yes, of course.
Yes,
there will be a dedicated PO, yeah.
All right, great. We also have another question regarding if you could receive this information in an email or have more information. Just to clarify, this webinar is being recorded and will be available on our website where you will be applying. Also, for all of you who have registered for this webinar, you will also receive the link to actually review and rewatch this webinar to your email addresses. Is there anything else you would like to add, Fouad or Lubna, with regards to the scope of the project? Any tips or tricks or any kind of specific guideline when it comes to the type of company, is it, if there is, that you would like to share on an ending note?
There is no specific thing we can say on the company, but to have more tips, I mean, you can revert to the Canva. We have quite well explained what exactly we're looking for, and I think it can explain in details what prototype we're looking for.
All right, perfect. And just
let me add a remark. So in general, the business of power utilities is straightforward and it's well known. So what we're doing here is similar to what any other transmission power company does. A transmission system operator in Europe, the US, Asia, anywhere. And we have almost the same portfolio of systems. So I will repeat the requirement. We're looking at a system, a data system that collects data from this multitude of systems, process the data, visualize it, allow us to generate reports and support the decision making. There are international and publicly available references. You can refer to Gartner's market capabilities related to business intelligence and analytics, where they have a long list of systems and so on. So this is my last remark, and all the best for all the attendees. Thank you, Natasha.
All right, perfect. Just going to highlight the application deadline. Now you know exactly what DEWA team is looking for. You know the program format. You know how to apply. So ensure you get your applications in by the 20th of September. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us on cohort@DubaiFutureAccelerators.com. Usually we have a really good turnaround with response. Within the next 24 hours, we should be able to give you feedback. Again, I'll just mention we're going to be putting this webinar up. Also, because you've registered for this webinar, we'll be sending it to your inbox. So yes, we look forward to receiving your applications and inshallah seeing you all in Dubai. Thank you very much for joining today, and thank you, the DEWA team. It has been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you, Natasha. Thank you, Shamma. Thank you, Owen.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.